Let's start with tonight's second World Cup semi-final between France and Morocco, with a place against Argentina in Sunday's final on the line. We can go live to Doha with less than 2 hours until kick-off and speak to our chief reporter Kaveh Solhekol and our senior reporter Melissa Reddy, who are both waiting for us at the Bayt Stadium. Good evening to you both. Kaveh, let's start with you. Now, I understand there could be around 3,000 Morocco fans without tickets there tonight. Are there security concerns?
Well, Mike, security has definitely been stepped up for this game. This is the fourth game I've been to at this stadium during this World Cup, and I haven't seen the kind of security operation that is in force this evening. Now, I don't think this is because there is any serious threat of disorder. It is just because this is the hottest ticket in town. Morocco have become the best supported team at this World Cup, and there are thousands of people in Qatar who want to get a ticket for tonight's game. Now, if I just step out of the way, our cameraman can show you what has changed at this stadium. What we've got now is a ring of steel around the whole stadium. There must be thousands of police officers dotted around this white fencing that they've put up around the stadium. And to get through, there are these filter points where you have to show a ticket. If you don't have a ticket, you are not getting near the ground. And you can see off in the distance, there are at least a couple of hundred people around. I can't be sure whether they're people who don't have tickets, but again, this is not something we've seen at games before. Also, if the cameraman just points to the right. Oh, he's going left first. No, let's go left. Let's go left, Dave. You'll see that is the stadium. So that's how far fans will have to walk once they've got through the initial security checks. We saw this kind of security operation in place at the World Cup in Russia in 2018. 4 years ago, you couldn't get anywhere near the stadiums without getting through this initial security check. This is the first time I've seen it personally. You can also see there on the right some riot police. And now they have just been standing there for the past 2 or 3 hours since we've been here. I think it's more to do with the show of force in case anybody tries to rush through without tickets. Those riot police, interestingly, are not actually from Qatar. The Qatar government signed a deal with the Turkish government, and the riot police have been provided by the Turkish government. So they're there as well. Just to say, you know, we shouldn't talk up the possibility of there being any trouble, because there's absolutely no trouble. The Morocco fans have been very, very good-natured. The security is in place just because so many of them are so desperate to come to this game this evening.
Yeah, you mentioned so many of them. Are they going to massively outnumber the French fans tonight?
Absolutely, Mike. I was speaking to my producer and the cameraman here just before we came on air, and I think we agreed that probably something like 90 to 95% of the supporters who are coming into the stadium are Moroccan. I've probably seen no more than a couple of hundred French supporters coming in. The capacity of the stadium is 68,000. I think at least 60,000 of the people inside the ground are going to be supporting Morocco. Also earlier today, we spent time in the Souk Waqif, which is the old heart of the city of Doha, and that is where all the Moroccan fans have been congregating. Thousands and thousands of them have been there all day. They're planning on going there after the game this evening as well. And I spoke to a lot of those supporters, and as you're about to hear, I know we keep talking about Morocco being the underdogs. They don't think they're the underdogs this evening. They think they're the favourites. They say, look, we've beaten Belgium, we've beaten Portugal, we've beaten Spain, and we're confident we can beat France as well. Saudi Arabia.
From my heart, I will be Morocco tonight. From my heart, I will be Morocco tonight.
Why are you supporting Morocco if you're from Saudi Arabia?
We love
Because
Morocco. We are Arab,
the same blood. We are Arab people.
Well, originally I'm from Egypt, and as Morocco is in Africa, it's an Arab country, I think it's just an obligation for me, also from a North African country, from an Arab country, to support Morocco. And an African team hasn't made it this far, so I think not just African people are supporting them. I think the whole world.
I think it's because of the Muslim population, and it's in a Muslim country. I feel like all the Muslims, they're going to support the Muslim country. And the one thing I love about Morocco as well is that they're so humble and they're so together. It's amazing.
We will play very, very strong. We will play and we will win. I'm sure.
Now, the reason those Moroccan supporters and supporters from all across the Arab world are so confident that Morocco can win this evening is Morocco have not conceded a goal in this World Cup, apart from one own goal, a free-cone goal that they conceded in the game against Canada, which they won anyway. They didn't even concede a goal when they had a penalty shootout against Spain. They have kept a clean sheet for 8.5 hours. So if the world champions France want to get into the World Cup final again, they're going to have to do something that no opponent, no other team has done against Morocco at this World Cup, and that is to score.
Indeed. Kaveh, Solhekol, thank you very much. Let's go to Melissa Reddy then, our senior reporter. So, Kaveh has told us how Morocco win it, but we had a Messi masterclass last night. Morocco are going to have to get past Mbappe. After what we saw last night, is it going to be a case of anything you can do, Lionel?
I think Mbappe certainly wants that. He's called this the World Cup of his dreams, and his teammates, Raphael Varane and Olivier Giroud, they've been telling us how obsessed he is with winning the World Cup again. They say more than anything else, more than any individual honor or the Champions League, this is what Mbappe wants the most. And so he's willing to do everything for it. At 23, the records he already has in this tournament is just astounding. Some of the greats he has bypassed. Eusebio beating his record to become the youngest player to have amassed 9+ goals in a World Cup. He's got more goals than Diego Maradona in this tournament. He's got more goals than Cristiano Ronaldo. The list goes on and on and on of the achievements he's had. But he wants to make sure that we don't just refer to him as a top scorer. He wants to deliver a silver lining on all that he's done. And the other thing is, he's coming up against his best friend today in Hakimi, and he knows that if France are to progress, we spoke about Morocco's defensive record. Hakimi has been instrumental to that. No player has made more tackles in the World Cup than him. He's a force for Morocco going forward as well. He knows Mbappe's game intimately, so a lot riding on that battle. And because Morocco are so well organized, the only way to pull them out of position is by pace, patience and precision, all of which France are going to look to Mbappe to provide for them. Griezmann's supply chain to the wide players, to Mbappe and to Dembele, will be crucial in France trying to get past the defense that, as Kaveh has mentioned, has been impermeable. You cannot get through them regardless of what you do. Now, speaking to the French camp, they know that key is not to get frustrated. One of the things that they have been working on and planning in training is to make sure they have a fast start. Obviously, Morocco expecting that and want to be quite obstructive, but France know that if they can get at Morocco quite early, make them as uncomfortable as possible, put into their heads that actually your defense is not that strong and the weaponry that we have, Mbappe being the one in chief, is stronger than your steely system, then that will take away Morocco's great power. They also want to silence the crowd. As we've mentioned, this is a home game for Morocco. The stadium is going to be overflowing with support from them. The watching world as well are rooting for them. And, speaking to the players, speaking to the journalists, they say there's players in France who actually enjoy that. They live for that kind of atmosphere. They thrive for it. And the name they mention more than most who enjoys that, Kylian Mbappe. So we'll see what he's able to deliver tonight.
We will. Kylian could be the Moroccan kryptonite. We will see. Melissa Reddy, and before you, Kaveh Solhekol, thank you very much.